Alright, so this is episode 5, Goodbye. I can only assume from that title, this is just more or less of a after the date that they're having, and we're still going to have the whole investigation that Momo has to do because Meno put the job on her. And, the whole goodbye is probably once the ritual starts, or once the date's over, or whatever. It's just a little assumption. But a little bit of a recap. We saw Meno telling Momo her theory towards the end of the previous episode, and both Meno and Momo had assumed that Akari can turn back time for the entire world. And I had a few questions in the previous episode about that. Momo questions why Akari would revert time in this instance. And I can only assume that it's because Akari sorta cares for the people on the train, but mainly Meno. And before we got to Garm, we had a flashback of when Meno met Flair for the first time, and we got to see a little bit more of Flair's character. And we get to learn that essentially Meno is Flair. Consider that Meno wanted to be Flair. So her ideals, her, albeit not fully her thoughts, but her actions, it is all Flair. We can still see a little bit of difference between her and Meno for the most part, albeit we aren't really inside of Flair's head as we are with Meno, but we do see that Meno has this feel like she has the responsibility of taking up the executioner role so that nobody else will have to do this villainy thing. We also learned from Flair that Meno has been blanched both physically and mentally, and because of that, she is unable to feel any pain from Etheric Connect, as we learn from episode 3. After that flashback, they make it to Garm, where Akari says that they should go on a sightseeing date. But when Meno and Akari went to meet Orwell, or at least Meno wanted to meet Orwell, Orwell gives Meno an assignment on the missing girls, to which, by the way, I made a character comparison to Demon Slayer in the last episode, but I forgot to mention that when I first heard of oh, there's been missing girls in the city, the first thing in my head was, demons, they've done it! But Akari, hearing that Meno was going to work before the ritual, she gets upset since they were supposed to be on a date. But she immediately apologized after soaking her head for a bit. And we saw Meno giving the work to Momo, and she speculates that an original sin might be involved, and also that the person who told the terrorist to swallow the primary red gem might be in Garm and a magecraft expert, and also a noblesse as well. It's a lot of assumptions, but they're good assumptions, I would assume. Good assumptions, I would assume. Jesus Christ, my vocabularies. And towards the end of the episode, Orwell says that Meno has the potential. She says Flairette first, and then she says, Meno has the potential. Don't you think so, Flair? And so I'm trying to figure out, is Flair already dead? Is she still around working? And what is this potential that Meno has? I guess we'll just have to find out. I do have my full-length reaction and my notes up on Patreon, which you guys can check out in the description down below. Other than that, let us get started. Little does she know, there's a giant guillotine in that room, filled with kryptonites. Oh yeah, plenty of time. Alright. I like that the recaps are relatively short. It was like 30 seconds. She's trying to do the pose of the statue. Ah yes, the date montage. Oh my god, just sparklies everywhere. Wow. Alright, day 1's over. Are we just really gonna get into the, It's the Japanese standard! Mm-hmm. Feels like meeting you is like fate. Only towards you, Meno. She's making it very clear. Damn, dude, she guilt-tripping you. Oh, no. Didn't work. Ooh. Okay, so it is tomorrow. I'm gonna fucking stab her in the neck, but this time, for real. I just had this stupid theory in my head, and I was just like, what if what if Menno did die during the blanching, and Akari somehow managed to turn her time? I don't know how she would. She would literally be in the other world, and she still didn't have the pure concept at that time. Unless, like, we're talking, like, levels of Attack on Titan shit. I really like Momo's introduction in the opening. Just looks like she's doing the Praise the Sun. Oh, so that's the Sword of Salt. So that's why we've been seeing in the opening. Alright. Are we gonna touch that Sword of Salt? She's in the fucking sewer? The homeless people who lived in the sewer? Oh, of course. Of course. The both of them do touch, like, the hair accessory on them. Because Momo does the same thing, too. Yeah, you won't have another chance to live again either, Akari. Ooh, let's buy matching souvenirs. Wow, what the fuck? Meadow was like, no, it's just for me. She's gonna give it to Momo. Damn, dude. Got fucking psych. Yeah, come on, I gotta get us goodbye souvenir. What the fuck is that? It's not even a headband. It's some... How are you doing this? Is there just a sewing kit here too? Like... I like that about you. Come on, you're not supposed to get attached to them. What the fuck? Where is Momo? What in the... What the f... Where... She looks like she's in a barrel of a gun. Some suspicious person is walking towards you. It's ASHUNA. Oh, dude, her fucking song just kicks in. Destiny indeed. Dude, I fucking love her theme song. Such a western, like, cowboy feel to it. How delightfully adorable. Ah! Oh. Oh, you guys are both looking for something shady. How did you snuck down here? Well, I mean, she literally has told you her thoughts before. This is like, it looks like there's no other place to go. What do you... Oh? Mm-hmm. Oh my god! Wait, is this an electrocution chair? I swear to Christ. I swear, if this is like an electrocution chair, it's literally an execution chair. Hell yeah, dude. Let me lead you to your death. You can always rewind time, Akari. It will be only for a moment. I really like the music. I mean, we are technically in a cathedral, even if it's underground, so you hear the... What is this? It's not a piano, but it's a type of, like, piano. Sort of looks like a same place as the falls. It looks similar to it. Is this even under... It's even further underground in this place, or what? But is it really acting? This must be hard for you. Oh, really? Or at least I thought so. Yeah, so there's unfortunately still difference. The fuck? Orwell, just read minds. You are in this world for... Alright, you are... Orwell's being suspicious again. Will it... How will it stop her from... I love she takes picture with the book. Teleportation test site. Akari just teleports here. Maybe a false is helping them. Ashuna's over here with the fucking brain, dude. Big brain! Oh my god, Momo! They were both the bad guys this whole time! You're telling me Orwell is sus? Okay, so, yeah, so they're in the room. Disrupt communication, so... Ah, okay. Watch out for her. Her as in Akari or Orwell? Who would have thought so? Look at how detailed her suspicious face is. Orwell's like a fucking 3-part. What? Oh my god! What the fuck was? Oh my god! She's got a machine gun. Her book. Oh my god. Is she just gonna fall down to where Uh-oh. Things are gonna shatter? Someone's gonna come in? Prepare to trap. Okay. Oh, okay. Is that a chimera? Automata in dragon form and a summoned demon. But just this once. Oh, see, you're doing fine. The fuck? Are these human batteries? The missing women, of course. I didn't realize we're gonna get, like, the reveal of this so... As vigilant or as underhanded as Flare. Yeah, she still has too much emotions. Oh my god! What? She just got tired of people's shit? Oh, and the whole... Yeah, the whole ritual, the whole spell thing, I completely forgot. Thank you. Please tell me your plans. My back hurts. That's why I'm killing everyone. Okay. Well, yeah. Ah! Whoa! Whoa! Damn, do we really need to slap her? Using young girls weren't getting anywhere. Ah, okay. And then they managed to summon one with time power. That's why we have this ceremonial hall. Erasing personality. Ah, blanching. Quality magecraft material. So she has potential. Celestial messenger. Oh, an angel? Or, well, I mean, doesn't... Angel form. Perhaps this was overkill. Alright, Orwell. You are doing the incorrect thing of playing with your food, alright? Just get your fucking job done. And you will see youth again. Instead of, I'll go easy on you. Come on, Orwell. Just do your goddamn job. I can only assume there's no after credit scene, but I'll just let this run out anyways. I didn't expect us to just be like, oh my god, the Faust and the Noblesse, they were both bad guys at the... They were both bad guys this whole time. Oh my god, who would have thought? The Star Husk. What is the Star Husk? We haven't really... I don't think we've learned what the Star Husk is, but it seems like Orwell says she has a fragment of something from the Star Husk. Alright. So, now I'm trying to figure out what we're going to be doing now. You know, we're just going to be fighting the Faust and the Noblesse now. Alright, so that is the end, so I'm gonna go write my notes, and we'll be back to the center. Alright, so that was episode 5 of The Executioner, Her Way of Life. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments down below. You know that I always like talking to you guys. Okay, well, we had a bombshell of a drop here, and I mean, obviously, we all knew that the ritual, the ceremonial hall wasn't going to be, or at least I feel like this wasn't something that it wasn't going to be Akari's end anyways. Actually, when I said that, yes, we all knew that this wasn't going to be Akari's end, and that something else was going to happen, but Yeah, learn again. It's not a surprising thing to find out that the noblesse and the falls are both bad guys, and also the fact that, oh no, they're working with each other this whole time. Who would have thought? And then Orwell just started being suspicious towards like the end of the last episode. So I'm just kind of like, I wonder why. No, what sort of potential does she have? And the reason that Orwell gives to her is so fucking funny. Where she's like, it just sounds like the church itself has been... Wait, so does that mean that everybody in that ceremonial hall right now are in on what Orwell is doing? I would assume. And they're just like, yeah, sure, Orwell wants to become a young woman again. And I wonder if she will become a young woman, and then she'll become even more of an antagonist. You know, she's like, my lower back doesn't hurt anymore. It still gets me, the fact that she was like, oh, let me explain to you the reason why I'm doing this, which is always something that I have in terms of, like, nitpicks about, you know, like, these sort of villain thing. It's like, do you really have to explain why to this person? They're gonna die anyways. Unless you sell, or they're going to be used anyway, so, like, who gives a shit? Just let them squirm in not knowing why you did this in the first place. I don't know, maybe that's just me. It is just like a show, like, anime thing where it's like, haha, I will now explain to you my evil plan. But from the way that she says it, it just feels like the church itself, like the Faust, has put her up on a pedestal, and like the whole faith shit. And Orwell is just like, well, as I grew older, I realized that I'm not a holy person. I'm just an ordinary person. And that kind of makes me think, so basically, the entire populace had thought of her as like this super amazing person or a super holy person, and she's just like, I'm just an ordinary person, so like, why the hell am I helping out all these people who are always asking more and more and more, but I'm not getting the help that I needed? To which, I mean, the only thing in my mind when I hear Orwell say that is, it's your fucking job. Go fucking retire if you're tired of helping people. I'm just saying. And she's like, no, instead of doing all that, I want to start kidnapping young girls, taking their blood, and do experiments to see if I can become young again. What is her plan once she become young again? She should have explained that. What is her plan of becoming young again? She's just gonna continue being a bishop? Or an archbishop? I have a lot of questions, but I need to write my notes, so let's get started. Also, it goes back to the whole history repeats itself, because here is Orwell attempting to use an otherworlder's pure concept. Which, by the way, I feel like they've now switched the terminology from Lost Ones to otherworlder now, and I'm just kind of like, okay, cool. How did Momo find this passageway anyway? This wall looks like it's used for some kind of ritual. But what for? And so we see ASHUNA come on in, right? She's like coming in from like the intersection. I love ASHUNA mainly because of the fucking song that kicks in when her theme song is just fantastic. She just comes in and suddenly it's a fucking western. I love it. Just because of that. ASHUNA's my favorite. I'd wish she'd bite her tongue and die. So, but why are you here? This is beneath the former royal palace, not a place a princess should be. I was asked to run an errand in return for pilgrimage funds. What is this errand that requires you to be down the noblesse area? Feel free to call me little ASHUNA. Oh my god, dude. I love ASHUNA, dude. I'm starting to realize why I like ASHUNA a lot. It's because on my other channel, I'm replaying one of my favorite Yuri visual novel right now, A Summer's End, and her personality reminds me a lot of Sam. And so Oh my god! Now that I have this realization, I'm just fucking mind blown right now. Oh my god. Well, I guess I'll start gushing for Ashuna, I guess. I guess. Good sense, Ike. Good sense. I went to the former royal palace once I arrived in Garm and sensed something shady. Her intuition. I think the knights here are hiding something. Well, they're the blessed after all. Quite the biting remark. Anyway, I snuck into the heavily guarded area beneath the palace and found you here. The slow princess is more intuitive than I thought. So what kind of errand did they send you on? Yeah, so she's... She's like, this girl got more fucking brains on her than she initially expected. But like, Ashuna Ashuna had like a really good guess on where the other worlder was, which is on the same train that they were on. So it's just kind of like, you know, Ashuna's got her head on her shoulders, that's for sure. And could you stop following me, please? Still gets me. I'm like, that's other than that intersection that you guys, what do I keep calling it an intersection? A fork in the road. Other than that spot, there's just been it's been a one-way street. Where else is she supposed to go? So she ends up deciding to pull Momo's ribbon. Just to test her. And so those ribbons are your weakness. You protected those right away on the train. Did they remind you of something precious? So we got like the same flashback, but we have a little more context, which is after Meadow was getting trained by Flare now. So she's like, oh, Master says that you should have a sense of style. A girl should have a sense of style. And she says you look cute. So, you know, that's where everything started for Momo. It would have been nice to have a family who would say things like that. Imply whatever you want. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want your sob story. Alright. Apparently you have no sense of tact. Have your family told you about that? And she says, it would be nice to have a family who told me that. So, either her family is... I mean, we know that her dad is like... What was his name? I've completely forgotten his name. But the king who got arrested. But we know that he's been... Or, well, we don't know that, but I assume that Ashuna's family, according from what she says, perhaps they might be a little bit absent and not... so nobody's there to tell her what's what, or it's been more or less of a, I kiss your ass sort of thing. I kiss your feet. And so a lot of positive reinforcements and not a lot of things like, oh, you have no sense of tact, that sort of thing, or just criticism of her. I still find it funny that if it was an electrocution chair. But no, it's just a giant drippy drop. There was like a big low drop that's about to drop onto Akari, and it's like, oh, she's gonna get blanched. We love blanching people. Oh, is that her feet shaking right there? Oh, okay. That's nice. That's a nice little detail. Super shook. Is this really a goodbye? That's right, unfortunately. I wanted to spend more time. Yeah, okay. You have a role to fill. I hope you understand. You're in this world for a reason. You know? So, I mean, she knows of the great magecraft material that is... Oh god, I'm hungry. I'm starting to smell food again. So, I wanted to see what this was. And she's recording. Statues in the cardinal directions and overlapping pentagrams. This is definitely a teleportation test site. Consider this thing is underneath the former palace. It's undeniable proof. Yeah, okay. Perhaps testing and preparations for the summoning my father did were conducted here as well. Okay. But really, I'm amazed. Oh, Momo. She's over here like, oh, Ashuna is smarter than I thought. That she's just some dumb girl. Meanwhile, Ashuna's just like, have you not realized? The Faust and the Noblesse are working together. I still can't get over that. That Orwell just got a fucking machine gun on her staff. Pew 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 pew! And just like it's an old lady with a machine gun. Fantastic. They call this an automa in dragon form and a summoned demon. Where's the summoned demon? Is it the black thing that's like squirming around like a snake? Okay, so their fights we will see later on, but we discovers the missing young girls. Wow, who would have thought? Their blood's all been taken, they've been drained. And so Orwell is just fucking coming down here. Wait. Red material and the summoning of the other world in the royal capital. Yeah, the one behind it all is Orwell. So is Orwell also the one who told the terrorists to swallow the primary red gems? I would assume not, unless she wanted to just fuck around with them. I don't know, maybe she wanted to fuck around with them, but it could just also be someone else who's also working with Orwell. But we haven't seen them yet, so, and the only bad person we see right now is Orwell, so I'll just put the assumption on her until we see otherwise. I still have a long way to go if I'm so easily... Okay, so that was what Menno had said. You know, I still have a long way to go. And then Orwell's like, no need to feel discouraged. It's just, I'm older than you. I have more experience in underhanded methods. I mean, I kind of get it if technology has already been this advanced and there's no other advancing in technology, you know? But I feel like that's a little bit of the opposite in this world, where fucking boomers are just gullible as shit. So yeah, the older you get, you inevitably become more underhanded and learn how to manipulate the young. You're level-headed and capable for your age, but you have yet to be as vigilant or as underhanded as Flare. So even though she wants to become Flare, and she is sort of Flare, she's still young in her experiences, and as we can see, she still holds her own thoughts and her own feelings, as we can see with her having her feelings with Akari. It pains me to hear that advice. Was it really an advice? Who is this lady? Why do we get to see her face compared to everybody else? May I ask what your reason is for future reference? Yeah, why would you when you've earned everyone's trust in becoming Archbishop? Of course you wouldn't understand, all you do is kill after all. When you help too many people, you come to loathe their pleas for help. Yeah, we want more. Those clingy voices never leave me alone. And then we see her activate all of the magecraft seals and stuff that was on the church, which we had, which Menno had mentioned previously. She's like, wow, these are some great crafted magecraft. And now it's being used against you. Good job, Menno. I mean, she didn't expect any of this, you know. As with Menno and Momo, they both had blind faith in the false, and they just believed that the noblesse are up to no good, and the false are the good guys. Not really. I mean, again, Flare said herself, we're villains, so... Should have figured that out, huh? So what we were talking about, yes, you wanted to know why I was doing all this. You see, my lower back has been aching terribly. I can hardly get up in the morning, I'm so old! Yeah, I'm no holy woman, I'm just an ordinary person who had time and energy to help others. I've helped so many, can't I get a little something in return? Well, honestly, if you were expecting something in return, you should have not become an archbishop. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna be fucking working in something that's like a church and like supposed to be a holy thing, you should not expect anything in return. So, Orwell is less of like the Pope and more of the those preachers, those Evangelion? No, that's an Evangelist? I never know how to pronounce it, I'll put it somewhere. You know, but those people that you see on TV that like preach to you, but then they also make like a whole bunch of fucking money. Those people who are, they're basically scammers at this point. They're using religion as scam. I think that's Orwell. So, I deserve to use that girl's pure concept to restore my youth. Right? Oh, who would have thought? This is my favorite thing. She's just all struggling, and then this girl just slaps her. And then Akari is just like, well, I've been slapped, so what? Akari's just gonna sit there and be like, I'm just gonna let this white drop on me. Yeah, I gave the noblesse, and then they would overlook what I was doing, but who knew it would end up helping me like this? Because she originally was using young girl's blood to see if she can revert her youth, but the noblesse ended up summoning someone with time. So Orwell was like, all right, bring her to the ceremonial hall then. Then, well, I have the pure concept of time at my disposal now, so all wells that ends well, no? I see how someone like you who fears becoming decrepit would want, yeah, I know, I figured. But even with your phenomenal skill in mage craft, a pure concept isn't something you can manipulate at will. Goodness, Miss Menno, that's why we have the ceremonial halls. I suppose I can tell you that place was originally a test site for erasing personalities. Is this something that they started after the blanching that was in Meadow's hometown? A place for blanching a person's spirit and soul clean. All that left is the pure concept to use as you wish, you see? So we source a fragment of white from the star husk in the Norm continent. Or in terms of the blanching, this is something that has happened before with other worlders in terms of blanching, because they do say fragment of the white from the star husk, so I assume the star husk has also blanched people. Not even an otherworlder can resist its power to blanch everything out. Okay, so the star husk did blanch. Okay. It's just a giant drop. Akari's just gonna sit there. She's just gonna be like, ah, whatever. Cool, I guess. Not to worry, to use the pure concept effectively, you are just what I need as quality magecraft. Yeah, so are you gonna blanch her as well? I mean, I used you along with her. I've waited 10 years because I needed you to grow into a proper catalyst. Use as a proper catalyst. Okay. Okay, well, I think I've finished written all my notes, and what the fuck? What the So we're up at this point again, with what I said in the beginning. You know, the false and the noblesse are working together, and now all 4 main characters will have to band together in order to fight this evil. Who would have thought? And for Orwell, you know, I was saying the whole, like, you know, if you were expecting something in return, maybe you shouldn't have become an archbishop. As funny as I find her reasoning in why she wants to do the things that she's doing, and again, we don't really know what is her motive after she becomes young again. Like, what is she going to do? I assume her whole thing is that she's just going to live forever, but, like, is she going to continue being the archbishop? You know, like, are you gonna be young and you're gonna be like, alright, I'm gonna retire? Like, what's going on? Maybe we'll hear more of her villainsplaining once in the next episode. But as I was saying, like, despite me finding it funny, it is a rather real thing. You know, people do get tired of their job. They do get tired of essentially helping people out and feeling like they get nothing in return. And so I do understand her reasoning for that, and then the whole feeling of, I'm old now, but I want to live forever, and so I'm trying to find ways to become young again. So it's understandable, albeit I feel like it's really more of a, my back hurts, I can hardly get up in the morning, which I very much understand that's for sure. If I had the money and resources to find out how to get rid of my back pain, oh yeah, totally. Well, I don't know about the whole kidnapping girls and stealing their blood part. I wonder if we will get a bit of backstory on Orwell. I would assume so, since it seems like she's the antagonist in this story. Unless eventually we will find out someone is a bigger antagonist than Orwell, or again, you know, Orwell gets taken out and then we get hit with another antagonist, but that probably won't be for later volumes. And according to people, you know, who are saying in the comments that this is only going to cover 2 volumes of this, so alright. But if I have anything else to say, I will write it in the description down below. Thank you guys for sticking around, and I will see you guys when I see you guys.